thought I'd open with that, and it'd take me a minute or two longer. Just what a fucking song, man. If you don't know it, you should, man. It's just beautiful. Jimmy Eat World, man. Alright, so we are far behind. It's January. It's top 600 time. And there's an entire new fucking campaign. So let's begin. And today, right. So I took yesterday, day before off. Because I just felt tired, man, you know? You know, some days when you're just like, oh, fuck this. Anyway. I took the time off, man, and things that crossed my mind was, one of them is, I mentioned it before. It's fucking, god damn, I can definitely go so much quicker. Anyway, it's the, that wasn't even all, Christ, disappointing. And what was I talking about? Because I was talking, oh yeah, two hunters in the forest. The issue with looking for alien civilizations and humanity, man, because both of us are stood either side of that forest, looking at the other, going, he's going to kill me, not knowing whether he really is or not, because neither of us truly know. We're still 0.2 short of Alpha. Okay, we can definitely improve upon that. It's true, man. We are both stood in the forest, looking at each other across that little clearing and going, fuck. Right, when we first find alien civilizations, that is going to be it. This is miles off, man, Jesus. And it got me thinking about another hypothesis, right? It's called well, I don't remember what it's really called, but the cave idea, right? So, you and your band of early humans, right? You all grew up in a cave. Because you were told the outside's bad. Nah. Speaking of bad, that sucked. Because you were taught the outside's bad, right? So you, your parents, your grandparents, everyone, they've always lived in this cave. They've never been outside. They've no idea what outside even is. And then one day, you go outside. Fucker. I need to do that without sliding too much and sliding too little. Anyway, then one day, right, you're banished from your little tribe, you're sent away. So you go exploring the cave and you find the exit, man. When you first find the exit, you're blinded, you can't see, you've not seen sunlight, man, you have no idea what you're looking at. It's just bright and impossible to imagine, to see, to do anything with. Yeah, I'm doing it too much. So you're stood there, you're going to be in absolute terror and fear, man. Do you step outside the cave, into the unknown, into the impossibleness that is... I didn't clip, I should have carried on. Into the impossibleness that is daylight, reality. Well, not reality for you, but what will be reality should you choose to step outside. Oh, that was pretty tight. Ending sucked a little, could have been done faster, but there you go. There's Alpha. How do you knock a second off? I assume there's a cut or some sort of trick I'm missing, but that'll do. Next. But yeah, you'd be stood there in that absolute fear, paralysing fear of the unknown. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? How do you explain sunlight to someone that's never seen it? How do you explain external realities to someone who, as far as they're aware, the only reality is inside the cave? Yeah, that's not the fastest way to do that for sure. Neither's that, but it'll do. Neither's that, again, but it'll do. What's Alpha? Oh my god, really? That close. That fucking close. Alright. But yeah, just think about it. Right, so you're outside that cave, you decide, Fuck it, I'm going. I'm going into that bright light that I don't know what it is. I don't understand what it is. I'm gonna step into it. Now, no matter what you could have told this person who lived in that cave, no matter how you could have communicated with them, you could never have communicated the concept of daylight. You could never have communicated the concept of flowers, of plants, of any of these things. There's another author. I'm sure I could go quicker, but that'll do for now. You couldn't have explained if you wanted to any of these things. No, you as a cave dweller, a literal basement dweller, who has no idea of these things, you now have seen the light, for want of a better word. Oh, clipped. You can definitely make that full speed. I think this is... Whoa, what's up with the steering? I think this is a quick full speed grass thingamajiggy. We'll find out pretty quick though. Yeah, there's the full speed through there. And chuck a good left there. Whoa! I'm going full steer, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. Anyway, back to this man in the cave business. So this poor... Oh yeah, because it wasn't a real PB. Yeah, I understand it. I was wondering why he was beating me. Fantastic. Go again. So yeah, you step outside the cave, man, you're blinded. You see all these things around you. Colours, sights, sounds, animals you could not have even begun to comprehend of in the cave. And they're all just around you. Oh, yeah, we can go quicker. Almost another rule for though, but we can definitely go quicker. But imagine being that guy. Stepping into the light, seeing all of that stuff, and then going back to your family. How are they going to react? Odds are they're going to react like everyone does when faced with new information, which is they'll ignore it if possible. Which sounds incredibly fucking shitty, but truth is, man, people don't like change. Not in the way of fucking that was shit. Could have been an easy PB. People don't like that level of change, man, because that's not a little change. That's your entire worldview, your entire existence shifted in a nanosecond. Like these people, imagine being the guy in the light. And aren't we all that guy, really? And that's the wonderful thing with the internet, man, right? So there was a point to all of this cave business and living in a cave and all that shit. Because you're going back to your family, your little tribe that lives in the cave, and you're explaining to them the big wide world, right? Or at least you think you are. In reality, they're going to see you as nothing but kind of a heretic, as a liar, as a charlatan, because you're going to be giving them so much information that can't possibly be true, because all they've ever known is the cave. Now, going back around full circle for why I was thinking about this a lot yesterday, is the fact that we're all in the cave in one way or another, right? We're all... fucking hell, that corner. You can full speed it, I'm just hitting it with a very bad line. We're all in that cave, right? Because every day we learn something a little new, something a little different that we didn't know before. Especially when you're involved in, I don't know what you call it, internet life or culture, or, you know, the culture of constant new information, because that's what the internet is, that's what we use it for, whether you're a social creature and are in love with social media, or, you know, whichever branch of the tree you swing from as far as the internet goes from. It's all information, and it's what drives us, man. We love information. One human to another, my god, don't we love information. Author? Yeah, easy. So yeah, back to the point of everyone being in the cave. So we're all in this cave, man. Every day we log onto the internet, we learn something new, we see something new. We take that step into the light. Now, you may consider the information you learn to be very kind of neither here nor there, not important, but in reality, every drop of information is a drop more in the bucket you didn't have before. And man, whether you like to think of it or not, you build an ocean from single drops, man. Okay, so that is just a let it ride jump. That one's a let it ride jump. That's not. That's a slide most likely, but we'll worry about that on the next go round. Not landing on the grass here would be advantageous. Oh, okay, wasn't quite expecting that. It's a loop, right? Oh, it's a direct loop. It's not an angled one. Finish line is here. That was still a gold. Wow. No, that was a bronze. Good. Anyways, yes, the cave analogy with us learning every day off the internet, it's fascinating to me because we do. Regardless what you're into, man. You could be into, I don't know, fucking the latest techniques of popping spots or whatever, but you're educating yourself every day. That's information that you didn't have before. It's information that your grandparents and even your parents couldn't have imagined amassing in their entire lifetime. Which makes it all the more amazing, doesn't it? Or to me at least, anyway. I overdid the brakes, but whatever. Easy PB, because first one was shit. So what are we looking for? 23.4, yeah. And that cave analogy is fantastic, I feel, because you have to remember that, especially when dealing with people from older generations. There's even some people in my generation are not internet savvy at all. And that blows me away in itself, because like, we fucking grew up with it. This is still slow, man. It's still real slow. I'm obviously missing something probably here. But yeah, the internet generation, they're going to be the most highly educated generation. They're going to require degrees and shit that they're going to have just offhand without the actual paperwork to go with it. Because, man, fuck. I'm not sure about the line there either. Because, like, I was never one for school learning, man. I always learnt more myself. Like, you know, when I was 15 years old, I taught myself PHP, and, you know, by the time I went to a college to do some computer programming, man, it was fucking child's play, because I'd already picked up enough information from what I learnt myself. I wonder if a release there is quickest, actually. That was slow, but sure, let's go. Still quicker. Another 0.2. But like, I look forward in many ways to the future, as well as I idolise my own past, but so did everyone who's come before me, because I grew up just before social media became massive. I grew up just before. That's an interesting line. Will it work? It fucking will. And that was all for nice. And I do, in many ways, idolise that time period before social media became big, before all of my mistakes could be made public so very easily. But I also recognise the downside, man. Like, there are some things that we don't think about in those veins that are very, very true. How does this line go then? Not off to the right then? Well, kind of. Okay, not a full slide. Definitely not. Quite low. To the left, I guess. Oh, come on. Let me turtle it in. That's what he said. I don't exactly know how one would turtle it in, but fuck it, I'm going with it. Interesting fucking line round that. God, that was so slow. Where the fuck was I going with this whole bit? Oh yeah, the idolisation, yeah. So like, just like every past generation before me, it was like, oh yeah, my childhood was so much better than what kids these days get. There's a lot of darkness that isn't mentioned behind that, man. Because, yeah, my childhood was kind of wild because there wasn't fucking camera phones. Like, so I got up to all sorts of fucking shit that never got recorded, that luckily for me will only ever be retold by friends of the time who wish to take the royal piss out of me, which I fully support. But like, the darker side was safety, man. There was no safety in the way there is today. Like, people went missing, man. It happened. Like, and there just wasn't anything to be done about it. It's just like, oh yeah, so and so went missing. Yeah. Where were they last seen? I mean, I think someone saw them here. They haven't been seen in 2 weeks. Good luck ever seeing them again. And that's, I don't mean that in like a ultra pessimistic, everyone went missing kind of way. I mean that in a real term, and people did disappear. Sometimes kids ran away from home and they ran away from home. Thought that might have been a quicker line, but I guess not. And I do think down to the right there is the quickest line there. That felt slow, but it's way quicker. Boy, is it way quicker. God, not far. Look how close to Ultra as well. But the dark sides. There were some dark sides to that sort of stuff, man. Not just being an old fuddy-duddy about the whole missing people thing, man. But like, just shit wasn't as well reported, man. If that helps clear up what I'm trying to get to. Shit, that line's hard. It's a bit like, man, I applaud every time someone's caught out being a paedophile and all that, because like, fucking needs to happen. If they don't get caught, they keep reoffending. And you could argue even when they do get caught, sometimes they reoffend. Yeah, but trust me, the rate is a lot lower now than what it was even 15 years ago. Like, I'm not sitting here touting social media or anything as the greatest thing for mankind, because it's not. It really has a lot of drawbacks as well as positives. But I'm a big believer in the internet just being a tool, and it's all about how you use it. Because like you got to look at the internet shut down in Tunisia in 2010, I think, or it could have been 2008. My memory's pretty shaky as far as dates goes. Oh, fuck off. But like, the internet was shut down and people across the world quickly worked out ways to reignite it, to bring it back up so no government can really hide what they're doing. Even China's Great Firewall stops fucking nothing. If you want to know how I know that, man, just look up fucking Chinese response to coronavirus and you'll see how little the Chinese government can actually hide behind their Great Firewall. Oh, piss on you, did I fucking clip that? 0.7 ahead, that was easy, Alpha. And like, those things are beautiful. No government will ever have control of any government of a previous generation regime, however you wish to word it. It will never happen again, because the data's out there, and it will be out there forever. Whether we talk about China's response to the coronavirus, or whether we talk about China's persecution of Uyghur, I'm not quite sure how to say it. But anyway, the Muslim minority, that information is out there, man. It's not going anywhere. China for my generation and generations below me will be known as the China that brought back slavery, and that's amazing. I'm definitely taking the wrong line there, but it doesn't matter. We can pin down an Alpha time without getting it perfected. No, wet wheels. Fucker. It is just a tool, man, and how you use it changes what it is completely. Like, man, streaming services are doing nothing but reigniting piracy. And that's fantastic. And you might go, people who ever talk about fucking companies losing billions of dollars to pirates or whatever, what nonsense, man. If you're going to pirate it, you weren't going to watch it anyway. And humans will automatically find a way around anything you set up or try and implement or try and prevent them from doing, because humans are the greatest version of fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Man, I'm really on some odd diatribes today, but it's just shit that I've been mulling over the last few days on my self-imposed time off. Not that I'd really deserve time off, but man, everyone has that moment of I've just fucking had enough, and I'm no different. Don't know where I'm going to set the line up. There we go. Straight up, you say. That's the finish, right? So 0.9 for Alpha. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely landing that wrong. And doing that turn very wrong. We want to go wide, wide. And I actually don't think me doing the air brake there is the play. It's probably not 0.9. Oh, it's pretty close though. Oh, it was all for time anyway. Good enough. A lot of humanity, for all of our faults and our problems with just simply being like, yeah, well, they told me to do it, so I did it. There's a hell of a lot to be said for us as a species. Oh god, I hate wet wheel starts. I hate wet wheel in general, but I'm still wet wheels, fantastic. Okay, you can avoid it a little bit there, but dirt does a trick of getting rid of it. Alright, okay, so what, bottom right? Ish. Oh my god. If you do not have speed for this end, it's just a nightmare. But like, yeah, I love humanity's fuck you, I won't do what you tell me style. Like, when we stick to it anyway. It's the only problem though, is getting us to stick to it. Because nothing against ourselves, we're just very easily corruptible. That's both a positive and a negative for our species. Fucking lost all that speed, that's gonna suck. Okay, and do not do the wiggle bounce here because it will fuck you over more than anything else. Still a crap time, man. Still need 9 seconds. Oof. I'm sucking big hairy meatballs right about here. And again, because you actually have grip underwater with wet wheels, but you don't have grip above water with wet wheels. We'll ignore the oddness and just fucking launch. Ugh. This shouldn't be enough, man. Nah, it's not going to be. Still way quicker. So what are we off? 0.2. Well, no, 2 seconds flat. Holy shit. Alright. Part of it is definitely there. But I think... Ah, fucking missed it. An even better part is there. And then possibly would have been there if I would have landed that right, but never mind. Oh my god. I thought I'd go wide because it's an easier line, but I can't even fucking drive that right. Nice, slow though, slow as fuck. Losing so much there as well. Wow, fuck me. I'd love to see the ways people have worked around this map with the wet wheels and shit. I guarantee you there is a sick line that I have not seen yet. Holy fuck. Shit me. That ending is going to be awful to get, man. Watcha. I still don't know the correct line for this, but we're going to try that. Yes. 30, oh, 0.3, really? What's my next diatribe for the day? Do you know, I'll be onto the aliens front again. But I've been really thinking lately, man. All our looking for intelligent life on other planets and that, I think sometimes we might be going about it quite wrong. Because we have the horrible assumption that intelligent life must be like ourselves. When in reality, you know, we've seen intelligence in all sorts of animals, man. Like, you want to talk about a few of the ones that I can think of, like Alex the Grey Parrot, man. He had like a 300-word vocabulary, and I don't mean that he repeated the words. I mean he could hold a conversation. He had an actual vocabulary. Gorillas that can learn sign language, man. Coco the gorilla is the most standout one to me. Like, she fucking loved Robin Williams. She thought he was the best thing ever. Now, if that doesn't tell you there's an intelligence there that we vastly underestimate or fail to see the value of as an intelligent dominant species, because gorillas could have been the dominant species had they not even had a little bit of extra intelligence, but had a bit more of a territorial kind of lean. If they would have spread a bit further in terms of living ranges, in terms of the ability to survive, like they could have outstripped human beings in every fucking way. And by the time an equalizer would have came round, i.e. a fucking gun, probably would have been too fucking late, to tell you the truth. Oh, piss. Oh, me and this map, we're going to have issues, I can tell you that already, because I'm fucking it up every time. But like, we make this assumption that the dominant intelligent species would automatically be power hungry, resource hungry. That's not necessarily true, right? Because our intelligence has brought us to the point where smaller is better. Now, what if, and it's quite a simple what if, really. What if an intelligent species discovered this way before we did? Before it took us to the point of microchips and that sort of shit, for us to realise that sometimes smaller is best. We're too far behind to catch up now, but fuck it. Another lap ain't gonna hurt. Yeah, it will. Because we assume that they must have expanded in the same way as us. How about no? Like, and again, we assume that you must follow certain steps in technological advancements to realise what you're dealing with. But that's also not true. But like, people think like, oh, Homo fucking sapien of 150,000 years ago would be absolutely, you know, dumbfounded by the world around him. No, motherfucker. Humans are quick to adapt. He would learn how to use the tools around him very fast. Yes, it would be like teaching a child to play fucking solitaire at first, but trust me, once he gets going, fuck this ending, man. And it's like assuming writing must evolve past hieroglyphs, man. Emojis. We're right back at it. Thousands of years later, guess what's on the rise, man? Fucking hieroglyphs. Even when you think about it, right, gifs are an incredible thing. But gifs are just a set of moving pictures, right? Or, well, I say a set of moving pictures, but they're just a set of pictures. It's hieroglyphs, baby. Hieroglyphs are a fantastic way of distilling a lot of information in a very small area. It's a bit like binary, man. We assume binary is the fucking base code to reality, man, but it doesn't need to be. Yeah, ones and zeros mathematics, it's a fantastic way to be. Always remember, like, I'm trying to get this out of my head and into verbal diarrhea, but it's not as easy as you would think to get the concepts that you have happily sitting there and you've dwelled upon and mulled upon, and you know what you mean. But put it into a position where everyone else knows what you mean, now that's difficult. And again, that's what brings me back to the whole point about hieroglyphs, man. Like, what a fantastically complicated and simple communication form. Now, I'm not saying, you know, forget modern everything, straight back to fucking hieroglyphs for everyone. No, I get it. That probably isn't the right route. But at the same time, Humans like symbols. We like them to explain not just our feelings, but our thoughts, our beliefs. Fuck this ending. Man, even if I beat this time, the ending is gonna fuck me over. But like, we are a fascinating species. But one that blows me away is when everyone whenever I see those fucking ancient alien things and shit like that, it blows me away. What on earth do you mean you think humanity has been as dumb as shit for like 150,000 years in the past, like what, 200? They've just opened their eyes? No, man. Like, I can guarantee you, if the data was recorded, Charles Darwin wasn't the first person to figure out evolution. It's one of those things, man. It's a bit like Pythagoras did not come up with the Pythagoras theorem. It's humanity is beyond intelligent, man. Always has been, always will be. And part of that is creativity. And it brings me back to a point I've made before, man, but like, artificial intelligence or intelligence of any kind, I believe is just simply the borderline between seeing the world as it is and imagining it as something better. Because if you can dream of it being something better, that's intelligence. Now, you might argue real intelligence is finding a solution to make it so, but a solution to a problem is nothing without knowing what the problem is. You can't even hypothesize, you can't even guess at a solution if you're unaware of to what the problem is. In the same vein, but a completely different realm of thought and being, like Henry Ford once said, if he asked a team of people to design a motor car, they would have just built a bigger horse. Like, it sounds silly, but it's quite true. Still don't know how to do the start to get out there without wet wheels, but never mind. I can definitely outdo the rest of this map. And this, I think, is just letting it rip there. Yeah, it is. And you just go diagonal across. Okay, I know how to do the end roughly. I now just have to outdo the mid, which is after this jump here. Which I did not because I got wet wheels. Too wide? No. Just enough. High enough speed to make it, but there's no way we do. Caught up at 0.4 and that's all we'd need. So yeah, I can PB this. I just have to get a decent mid. But yeah, humanity, man, it just... So our brain size, right, if we're gonna... We have to make a rough assumption that brain size is equivalent to intelligence in many respects, especially when comparing modern humans to pre-modern humanoids. And I do believe it was around 150,000 years ago that we achieved this brain size. Now, a wonderful thought I have is 150,000 years is a long fucking time. We don't think about it, but it really is. And I don't just mean in terms of like, oh, 150,000 years, that's a lot. Like, I mean in terms of, if humanity was to disappear tomorrow, the last vestiges of all we've created, which would most likely probably be the Hoover Dam or one of the big dams in China, it would only take about 20,000 years for that to vanish. Fuck. So in 150,000 years, 7 times that amount, humanity could have risen and fallen so many times, and all trace of it would be gone. So many times. The odds of this having occurred are pretty slim, because there would be telltale scars left on the Earth's surface, for example, if we had fucking hydrogen bombed ourselves into non-existence prior, sent ourselves back to the Stone Age, there would be some... Whoa, that was tight. Some telltale signs of this having happened, one being, you know, like nuclear glass. We're going to PB, but not by enough. Ugh, close though. So, like, the odds of us having a nuclear society previous to this are pretty slim. I mean, like, incredibly slim. Like, it's not worth dwelling upon. But, 150,000 years, humanity and its civilizations would have risen and fallen so many times. Like, our best known empires have lasted, what, 300-400, maybe 500 years. Like, let's use the British Empire as the best example, even though it's really not. But we'll use it anyway. So technically the British Empire still exists, right? There are still members of the British Empire, whether you call it the Commonwealth, whether you call it fucking Dave's Club of Crackheads. It still exists in some way, right? But that's still only about 500 years at a push. 500 years. 300 of British empires could have risen and fallen. Been and gone. Easily. Even if you take the unification of the UK to the first King of England, Alfred the Great, we're still only talking just over 1,000 years now. 300 Kings of England could have risen and fallen in that time. There is so much information humanity gathered, lost, destroyed. I mean, man, think about this, right, as something that's fucking nuts but incredibly cool. The human population has been kept under control for thousands of years, and this is not getting into a conspiracy bit, it's just getting into a reality bit, by a plant that we knew of that would prevent pregnancies. Think about that. It only went extinct It only went extinct in Roman times. A plant we knew of and abused. Like, we always picture, like, you know, ye old witch shop filled with herbs, but it was, man, because just because we didn't know how it worked or why certain plants seemed to have incredibly magical properties didn't mean they didn't have these properties, it's just we didn't know how they worked. And, like, think about that, we knew about this shit, we abused these things. Fuck you, that would have done it. Had I not clicked the end. And, like, oh, it's just fascinating, man. Think of all the plants, all the animals, all the things that have gone extinct in 150,000 years that we would have known of, that we would have used, that we would have abused. Like, it's why, even if you've only ever heard of the Library of Alexandria and you know the concept of its burning down, you have to understand what a fucking loss that was to humanity. All that information gathered and gained in a time before gathering information was even remotely fucking simple. Like, if it existed today, man, there would be so many answered questions and yet so many more unanswered ones. Shit, that was so fast if it weren't for that clip. Like, there is so much to humanity we will never know. Like, one of my favourite ones is, man, there used to be 3 pots on the table. Right, you're probably thinking, what the fuck am I talking about with that? But 3 pots, man. So you'd have salt, pepper, and blank. We don't know what the 3rd pot was, because no one thought it was important enough to write down or talk about, because everyone knew what the 3rd pot was for. It's lost forever. We will never know what that 3rd pot was for. And just think of that's such a simple thing that we have lost, that we will never regain. Now think about that in terms of the Library of Alexandria now. All that information, all that research of people who had to do research before research was a collection of documents you could look up online. Like I said, that plant during the Roman times that prevented pregnancy, we don't know what it was. Right, it's gone. It was used to extinction. The problem is, right, not only was it used to extinction, but if we were to stumble across it in the wild, we wouldn't know it. We wouldn't have a clue. Just be another rare plant that we'd note down. We wouldn't even check into its properties because it's just a plant. It's just a rare plant. And it could be exactly what we've been missing for thousands of years, a perfectly natural and safe way to prevent pregnancies. I use a caveat on that. It may not be perfectly safe because the average lifespan might have not shown up the downsides to having used that plant during the time period it was used for, but still. The possibilities are endless, and looping it back around to this alien life business, and it may not be the way we think it is because we assume, as we do with all things, that we are the blueprint. Now imagine you being this alien civilization. Fuck you, Stick Drift. Imagine you being this alien civilization with utter knowledge on all of your plants and realizing that all of the plants on your planet can be used in conjunction with simple methods to give you a happy, healthy and long life. Why would you become an expansionist nightmare if that was the case? If you were able to reach all your needs through the small and uncomplicated world, why would you expand? We're quick, but we have to hit this spot on. I did not. I'm amazed Mika's up there. This isn't usually his bag. I'm not amazed in like a bad way, just he's normally ice god, not a water god, but hey, expanding his repertoire is a good thing. Again, we're fast, we got the line. If I can hit this right, which I think I just did. Not enough though. Close but no cigar. But yeah, I feel we're making such it's a bit like Dyson spheres, man, right? So, you know me, always learning about the big and the wonderful and the unlikely but possible. And again, Dyson spheres just have this whole point of, oh shit, we must need, or the civilization you encounter must need so much energy to continue its existence. What if it doesn't? What if the civilization reached its technological peak and decided enough was enough? That the harms of the beneficial technology, so to speak, were not... the benefits of technology, so to speak, were not as beneficial, which we are realising as humanity. That should have done it though. Yeah, nice. the benefits of technology are not always completely beneficial. What if they artificially chose a limit? Just went, this is enough. We live, we breathe, we enjoy life. We don't need any more. That's always a possibility, and we do tend to ignore the concept that perhaps a civilization weighs its own happiness over technological advancement. We assume that technological advancement means a civilization and vice versa. But why must it? Oh, it's not quite as I thought. It's just up and over. Yeah, fair. Luge. Big luge. And slow end, but okay. Yeah, I can slap this right in the nostril. And it's ice. There's Mika, as expected. Okay, so this is over to the right, but not by very much. Like that, yeah. That's a bad line, but we can definitely resurrect this from the gates of hell, like so. Not author, huh? 0.4 you say? Okay. And yeah, I do honestly wonder that if we're thinking of intelligent life in the wrong way. Just as we find the negatives of our technology, what if they found the negatives of theirs and decided that was enough? Or what if their technology did not develop in the vein that we developed in because they had different priorities? Social cohesion was more important than profit because they didn't have a concept of economics in that degree. There's so many assumptions made on intelligent life because of our small selection pool. We have a pool of 1 as our data, which is a very bad sample size. You can ask any scientist. Yeah, that was a bad line up there, but again, no, you fucker. 0.8, was that enough? It was more than enough. This is slower, but it'll do. Too low. Too high. Can I still make it? Nah. Like, you might be asking yourself, why the fuck do I wonder about these things, man? Because curiosity is the spice of life. And if I, a complete fucking degenerate who has no backing in the scientific world, doesn't ask the questions, then who fucking will? Yeah, still not enough, that's fine. It's completely understandable as to why that was not enough, because that was slow as shit on the end. That was a great little transfer. To the left. To the right. Nah, fuck you. That would have done it as well. Had all that airtime. Oh, poplars. Poplar in your mouth when you come to Fishy Joe's. What the come? No. Poplar in your mouth when you come to Fishy Joe's. What they're made of is a mystery where they come from. No one knows. You can lick them, you can roll them, you can flick them if you promise not to sue us. You can stick one up your nose. We got the speed. Oh, slightly too high. Popular in your mouth when you come to fish shows. What they're made of is mystery. Where they come from, no one knows. You can chew them, you can lick them, you can flick them, you can stick them if you promise not to sue us. You can stuff them up your nose. God love Futurama, man. What a fucking TV series. I wish they would make more, but at the same time, you can't improve upon perfection. Like, what was it, 9 seasons and 4 movies? Like, that's a good fucking innings. Ah, piss, I'm getting the end all wrong. Grygar? Grygar. I love usernames, man. They reveal more about us than what we'd like to admit, I feel. He's right behind me, isn't he? Too low. Again, even that could have done it. Stay low. It's a chance. It is it. Man, just got to pop open the window. 2 seconds. Alright, next map and next topic. Let's go for something a little bit more real. I say more real, but a little bit more personal. Do you know, I was thinking a lot, again on my time off, about how as a species we basically wrote the book on communication but then threw it away. Which may sound silly, but it's true, man. When was the last time you sat down and had an open, and I mean completely fucking open and honest conversation with someone about something that affects you, something that upsets your life, something that you just struggle with on a daily basis? When was the last time you admitted to someone you were struggling? When was the last time you sat down and you cried openly? Okay, this was better, but it's still shit. Because, like, I'm not going to lie to you, man, I am a fully grown fucking man. I mean that in the... Ah, bollocks, never mind. But I'm a fully grown man, I'm in my 30s, man. The last time I actually talked to someone, and, you know... I don't mean just talk to someone, but the last time I openly spoke to someone, I openly said what I thought and felt and all that stuff. It's a rarity. And as you grow older, it seems to kind of get rarer. Because as a kid, you know, you tell your friends exactly what you think with no fucking worries about it. And like, it did just occur to me that we're so shit at doing it as we grow. That was a bad lap, and yet we still smashed it. Gold author is wow miles away. That's fine. It gives me a bit of time to do this talk. But like, truly, when you think about it, man, we all have those days where you fucking look at life, you look at the world around you, and you honestly go to yourself, what is the fucking point? Alright, if you don't, you're a lucky human being, and I wish I had the self-assurance that my existence mattered. as much as you have the self-assurance that your existence matters. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I truly do mean that in exactly how I said it. Because to be completely truthful, man, there are some days I question my existence, I question the point of it. Because it just seems so trivial sometimes, it seems such a joke. Like what I'm doing here, like we'll ignore the preaching and the message of saving the world and all that bullshit, we'll skip straight past that. Because man, sometimes I do this and I'm talking to an audience of none. And I remind myself why I do it, and sometimes it helps, but sometimes, truly, it just fucking doesn't. Because I'm sat here thinking, you know, I want to help you, I want to help everyone, but there's no one here to hear that message. And you get into that downward spiral, man, of what's the fucking point? Why do I bother? Why am I here? And I know we all get that, man. I've watched people, grown-ass men and women, cry over the question, why the fuck am I here? Because truthfully, a lot of us have no idea, and we never will. For a lot of us, it's just guesswork. Why are we here? Why do we do this? Why do we continue? Why fight every day for a reality that doesn't seem to change? And that's a hard question, man. Like, I'm quite prone to introspection myself, man. There are some things in this life that really get to me. Like, I'll be straight with you that I cried for real the other day watching a TV show because of a song in it, man. This woman sings a song to her son that she never got to know, right? If you can take a guess at what it is, I'd be amazed, but I'll tell you anyway. Right, it's called I'll Fly For You, from Carnival Row, right? Now, big props to the writers for that show, because holy fuck, what a storyline, for one. Two, holy fuck, what a storyline. And three, that shit hits, man. It will hit people for 101 different reasons, but it fucking hit me so deep in the feels, man. I honestly paused the show and started crying. Because, just, what a feeling. I mean, do you know what, fuck it, we'll explain why it hit me specifically. Right, so, oh, hold on. I will get into it, it's just this is a decent-ish lap. It was up until then anyway, fuck. So it hit me specifically because this woman, she had to give her son up, and she sung a song for him, which is basically, for want of a better word, it's a song of like, you know, I will always love you, always care for you, always be there for you. And man, that hits different for different people, and it hit hard for me because I grew up in a single parent household. The loss of a parent, I don't mean my one of my parents died, but the loss of a parent from your life is heartbreaking as a child, and it sticks with you. Shit like that really does stick with you through adulthood. You feel it for the rest of your life, and you understand what it's like to lose to that degree. And lucky for some people, they don't. But sometimes shit like that, it will just, like... Because I was watching that show thinking, hey, this is actually pretty well fucking written, you know? The storyline's quite interesting, blah, blah, blah. And then that whole bit about his mum and that song, holy fuck, it had me in tears. It had me in absolute tears. It was beautiful. And yeah, and it hit me hard because I lost a parent, I get it. The loss of two parents, I don't understand because it's not happened to me. But holy fuck, man, I can remember what it was like as a small child, let alone losing both as a small child. That would just be, that's just something, you know, man. And like like even talking about it, right? I only wanted to talk about it because it's a fucking it's something we as human beings don't do very often. Just talk about, you know, our backgrounds, ourselves, our emotions, our fears, our heartbreak. We don't really talk about that shit. And so I wanted to bring it up because, man, if nothing else, I'd love to provide people a place where they can talk. Alright, you can come talk to me. I will listen. I will do what I can for you because do you know what? Fuck it. As a Muslim friend of mine likes to say, if not me, then who? And the answer is, if not me, then yeah, who? See, no, man, I don't know if anyone will ever watch this, ever hear this, but come have a chat. I'm here to listen. I'm interested, man. I'm interested in people, what makes us tick. Because, like, that scene, man, it broke my heart. The music alone is so fucking haunting and beautiful. Ah, damn it, there's definitely a quick way around there. But, like, fuck, man, who on earth would I even talk to that about, right? Because, like, so the reason my parents separated is due to infidelity and just an unhappy relationship in general. But, like, I couldn't bring that up to, say, my mother because it wasn't her fault. It'd probably make her heart break listening to that. Because she didn't intend for that to happen. That was not her plan. And how would I discuss it with my other parent, my father? Because, like, one day he might listen to this, fucking who knows. But how do I discuss that with him without reminding him of something he chose to do? And I'm not saying he should, you know, feel endlessly guilty, because he was young and dumb. Some people might not view that as an excuse, and I'm not giving it as an excuse. I'm giving it as the fucking reality of it, man. That was the reality of it. And, like, you can't... There's a quote from Jack Sparrow, man, and of all people, he's probably not the most inspirational, but as he put it, one good deed... Oh, well... A good deed does not erase a lifetime of sin. It doesn't. You can never really atone for your sins, but you can try to improve the future. And that's about all you can do sometimes. Fucking bad line again. We're still moving though, we're quicker. Well, yeah, man, I wish we as a species placed much more value, not just on happiness, but on truthfulness, on emotional openness. And now, I'm not one to sit here and say, you know, oh, your emotions are the be-all and end-all. If you feel strongly emotional towards something, who's anyone to tell you to fuck off? And the reality is, everyone. Because emotions are only as real as you allow them to be. And you might be thinking I'm saying your feelings are not valid. I'm not. I'm simply saying their true worth is only the value me and you... That was so close to over as well. Is only the value me and you prescribe to them. Like I said about talking to my family about what I said about that song and how I felt towards it. I wouldn't talk to them about it, not because I don't love them or I don't think they'll understand. It's simply because why would I want to cause more pain? Why would I want them to endure more than what they've already put themselves and me through? Why would I want to continue that? I don't. But it's amazing all this time later that something as simple as a song and a little bit of the storyline from a show can have you as a grown man fucking bawling your eyes out. And whether I like to think it or not, me talking, even though if it is to myself, this is my therapy, man. This works for me. I don't care if no one listens to it. I don't care if everyone listens to it. It's just a way for me to get out my thoughts and feelings. No matter how wrong they are, how right they are, or whether I just talk about aliens for an episode, or whether I talk about the downfall of mankind, it really doesn't matter. It's just there. And I always welcome other people to come in and do this, just in case you watch this in the future and you're wondering who the fuck I am and why I'm doing this. No, I'm not even going to explain why I'm doing it. It's just, yeah, if you want to chat, man, come pop in. I'll fucking listen. I'm curious. And if you're curious too, well, recipe for a fucking fire. Let's go. But yeah, it's amazing, like, again, some more doses of reality here for you. And try not to share too much of my personal life, right? But because I was an arsehole of a child, and I don't mean that in like, you know, oh, I was just a bit of a dick as a child. I was a very bad human being for a very long time now. What you prescribe that to, whatever you think, it's fine. But like, let's be straight about it. I was a dick. Now, this made life between me and my family rather difficult in many ways. One of them being is the relationship between me and my mother wasn't even what you'd call a reasonable one until I was into my late 20s. Because I couldn't get past so many little things that had happened. And like, to continue on the vein of being utterly and brutally honest about myself, because I'm an introspective human being and I like to learn of myself as much as I like to learn of the world around me. Because of that horrible relationship I had with my mother growing up, and because of the lack of the relationship with my father, I became an absolute fucking whore for women, man. And I still am to many degrees, and you're going to be thinking, what do you mean? And the truth is, man, I'd sell my soul to please a girl. And I mean literally in sexual terms. I don't really mean it in real everyday terms, because that meant very little to me. Because I, for whatever reason, as a teenager, equated sex to love, and that was that. And it completely jaded, fucked, and clouded my worldview for a long time. And it meant that, you know, any time a woman showed a slight bit of interest, that was it. I was hooked. Which led to some interesting relationships, some good relationships, and some downright fucking horrific ones. But like, you know, the show goes on and all that. And again, introspection is a wonderful thing, to a degree. And then you learn a little bit too much about yourself, and you're like, well, fuck. And I don't blame all my past actions on these sorts of things. Trust me, it's just I like to know what part of the driving force was for these things, for my actions and stuff. Part of it was because I was kind of a shitty human being. The other part was because I was looking for redemption, for acceptance from people, because I didn't feel that from my family. And God forbid it wasn't their fault. I was an arsehole, as I said. And arseholes do as arseholes do. And like, what I'm getting at for all this is anyway, is a culmination of bullshit will fuck you up. And you just end up a slightly different fuck up than your parents were. And the cycle continues, man. You just fuck up your children in completely different ways to the ways you were fucked up. And like, of course, we get better generation on generation. Truly we do, because shared experience is the mother of all learning capabilities. And we absolutely do share experiences. I'm not hitting that line, right? That's for sure. Because, like, think about it. When I say they're gonna fuck you up in a different way to your parents fucked you up, yada yada yada, it's true. But remember, they're not gonna fuck you up to that degree. They will fuck you up in a different way for sure, because that's what people do. We don't know how to do better than what we've learned. But in every step of the way, we all learn. And not only do we learn from ourselves, we learn from our friends, from their experiences growing up. We learn from all of that, man. Like, if I would have continued down my original path, and I say my original path as if like there was some grand design to my life, there wasn't. I was an arsehole, I committed crimes, I did bad things, life moves on. But like, if I would have continued down that path, what was in the future for me? A couple of kids that would detest me because I'd end up in prison? I mean, I don't have any kids, but you know, it's always been a possibility. And going back to that whole fucking you up in a different way, right? So, I got some of my hang-ups from... Oh, this is so bad. No, it's not, it's alright. I got my hang-ups from my parents being the way I was, you know, all that sort of shit. So I know that, as strange as it is, I could never leave my child, regardless of the state of the relationship. That child would never not know, or I say not know of my existence, but not be aware that I was there as a human being, that I would, you know, move heaven and earth for their existence, because I would. But again, I know that. I cannot make the mistakes my father made. And trust me, I don't think he's a bad human being. I really don't. I think he's genuinely a decent guy. Now, I can't really tell you about when he was younger and the decisions he made. I know that his family cursed him out for it. And I know that, you know, well, at least I know that he tells me he feels bad for it. Which is all fair, which I have next to no problem with that as a mature human being to another. But at the same time, I can't fuck up a child the way he fucked me up in that respect, because I could never leave. I couldn't imagine, you know, leaving. And like, yeah, it's just, and that's what I mean by your parents fuck you up in a different way to their parents fucked you up. Because while I could not leave that child, or, you know, not be around for it, in the same vein, I am not a very well emotionally adjusted human being, which you may think, you know, hey, you were sitting here talking potentially in front of millions of people, admitting to your own failures, admitting to your own hang-ups and all that shit, which I'll admit to you is all well and good in its own way. But at the same time, I really am not the most emotionally well-adjusted human being. Sometimes things get to me way more than they should, and sometimes things that should get to me don't even make me miss a blink. They don't slow me down in the slightest. Like a great example of this, and it's a dark example, but it's just a... no, do you know, that's not the perfect example. What's a good example of lack of correct emotional responses? Right, so a correct or wrong emotional response on my behalf. Right, great examples from both when I was a teenager and me now. Right, the amount of times I've been told, do what you like, and believed it means do what you like, I do not have enough fingers and thumbs to represent it if I wanted to. Now, emotional maturity would be understanding that the inflection and the way someone says do what you like really matters. For me, no. You said do what you like, therefore I'm doing exactly what I would like. Which again is not the way to do it. And it's a problem. It really is, even as a fully grown adult. Because like, so example one for this, when I was 14, I said to my mum I want a tattoo. And she went, you can't have a tattoo. And I said, it's my body. And she went, oh, for fuck's sake, do what you like then. So I went and got a tattoo. And it's a stupid tattoo, I'll grant you, but I fucking love it. It represents me perfectly. Or, well, not represents me, but it represents my attitude towards many things very perfectly. Because I saw it, I liked it, I got it. And like that's probably not the best example of emotional immaturity, but yeah, it's a good example. Do you know, it's not immaturity, it's just... perhaps a better phrasing for it would be emotional incorrectness, I suppose. Or maybe even just emotional misunderstanding. Because a lot of times, man, I have conversations where people are talking about things that, you know, are emotionally significant to them, and I have no understanding of why that would even be emotionally relevant. Okay, this could be quick. Or I get the fucking worst slide of my life, but hey. It is quick. Is it alpha? Nah, still putting 4 off. It's quick though. But like, I wish I could. Ah, no, another way of putting it is that I struggle to understand people's emotional intent. That's another good way of explaining it, because I'm emotionally maladjusted, I suppose. No, yeah, emotionally maladjusted. Let's not go too deep into this and try and come up with ways of making it sound better. Yeah, emotionally maladjusted. But you know, I'm aware of it. I work on it. It's just something I have to do. But we all have this. We all have varying degrees of emotional maladjustment because of our experiences, because of the things we've been through, because of the lives we've lived, because of the way we've treated others. It's a bit like, man, if you cheat in relationships, you're going to find it really hard to trust other people because you can't trust yourself. And that sounds so fucking petty and, you know, recidivist, but it's not. It's very true. The very things we fear are not really others, they're ourselves. Why am I so slow? And I'm really trying to think of a decent segue off this conversation, man, but there isn't. I sort of wanted to go for a bit of an emotionally open set there, so we fucking went for it. And you know what, I'm glad of it. Perhaps there's other ways I can admit to my arsehole wishness and have it be relevant to this little section. What else would there be, man? The way I've been in relationships and stuff, man. Like, sometimes I've seeked out to cheat, and other times I've done it without meaning to. Sometimes I've lied because I'm afraid of people getting to know me. Like, there's all sorts, man. Because, you know, that's a big fear we all have deep down, is what if I'm just a shit cunt? And that's a very Aussie phrase for me to say, but it's true. What if I am just an absolute shit cunt? And if you don't worry about that, you probably are an absolute shit cunt. Because it means you give no thought for how your behaviour affects others. And if you do think about it from time to time, it means you're probably not as bad as you think you are, because you do at least think about it. You do at least consider the option that you could be an absolute shit cunt. And do you know, I'll put you at ease. We all are. We all are a little bit of shit cunts in one way or another. Speaking of being a shit cunt, something I wish I would have learned earlier is under promise and over deliver. Always. And the sad thing, I wish I would have understood sooner, but a thing of how the world operates, a man is as good of his word and a woman is as good as her body. And it's a horrible thing to say, and I don't mean that in the way that she looks, I mean in what she does with it. Because that is how we value each other. And it's fucked. And I wish I would have known about it sooner. And I wish I would have understood it earlier in my life, because it would have changed many things. Would have changed how I dealt with a lot of things. Again, it's not my personal view, it's just how society treats us. Doesn't mean I think it's right, doesn't mean I believe that that's how we should be treated. It's just horrible truth of society. That was a pretty good time, was it, Alpha? You're fucking joking. You're fucking joking, mate. Look, I'm going to stay on some serious topics for this. Another one I've wanted to talk about and been thinking about a lot lately is male suicide rates. And it's horrific. It's horrific. And I'm going to get on my high horse a little bit here about men's issues, because it's something I've been picking up on over the years. And the more I've paid attention to it, the fucking worse it makes me feel. Right, because if I remember correctly, and I'm going to double check into this because I'd rather not be wrong and spout a bunch of bullshit right now. Right, I can't find the original statistic and the original study for it, but we'll talk about it in a way. Hopefully I'm going to find roughly what I'm looking for. No. This. Yes, this is it. So this is from an American study, but generally speaking, if it holds true in America, it will hold true across many Western-speaking languages. Across many Western languages, and judging by people that I've spoken to, yes, this is pretty accurate. I fucking hate cookies, which is what I'm doing right now because I refuse to give consent, even if I have to go through and deselect them myself. Do you know what? There's got to be a fucking add-on for this. I should look it up. Consent? Absolutely fucking not. Consent? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Like, and the worst ones are the ones that don't allow you to deselect all. You have to go through and do it individually. Such bullshit. Such fucking bullshit. Right, I think I got. Oh no, still one more. Trying to sneak by, absolutely fucking not. Like, because they get you by checking off a bunch that like have no consent. But what that basically is the ones that are not interested in your data specifically. And then they tick on the consent boxes for the ones that are interested in your data specifically. And I don't mean you as a human being, I mean your locational data, I mean the information based on the country you're from. Like, it's absolute bullshit. Like that. There can't be many more, surely. Sneaky fuckers. Like, it blows me away, the cheek. The fucking cheek of these people to be like, yeah, you don't care what happens to your information, just let all these people do it. Why? How about no? Real-time marketing, go fuck yourself. Human, what a fucking company name. Pixelate Inc. No, definitely not. I don't care who you are. Impact Tech Inc. No, definitely not. Fucking Comcast International France. Absolutely not. I'm not in France. That's everything though. Save and exit. Right. So this study was done along friendship decline. Right. 2 studies taken out. One in 1990. One in 2021. Right. So in 1990. Out of how many people was it surveyed? It doesn't say. Okay. But to give you an idea, so only 3% of men asked had no close friends in 1990. Only 3%. As of 2021, 15% of men asked had no close friends. 6% had 1 friend. 12% had 2 friends. 16% had 3. That's incredibly low, man. It's incredibly horrifying to think of. Like 5 times the rate of having no friends. 5 times. And just to fight both sides of the battle here, there is a decrease for women as well. It's not quite as pronounced, but you are talking from like, what's that, 4% to 10%. So it's still bad, not quite as bad, but still bad. Oh man, that breaks my heart. It's yeah, man. It's part of why I went for this kind of brutally honest kind of get up here today, because I may not be able to reach out and touch you and sit there with you and hold your hand and give you a hug when you need it, but man, everyone that comes in here that I talk to, unless you're a complete cunt, I consider you a friend. I mean, why wouldn't I? There's no reason for you not to be. You might be thinking, what if you become famous and you have 1 million people watching? Like, so fucking what? Yeah, it'd take me a long time to know them all, but I'll fucking try. And even if I got to know fucking 1% of them, that's 1,000 people, man. 10,000 people, sorry, of 1 million. That's a lot of fucking people, and I'd be happy to have that many friends. I'd be happy to have 10 friends, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's really that fucking simple. And like, I'm not throwing any shade here about people who do this as a job and don't get involved personally and don't, you know, all that. Good for them. Good for them they're able to sell themselves as an entertainment product. Great. I'm here for entertainment to a degree. But another good part of it is I'm here to be real. I'm here to put my hand on the screen and fucking reach out, man, because sometimes you need someone who does. Fucking how did I do that? But yeah, man, my brain keeps going back to that song, I'll Fly For You. What a fucking song, man. What a beautiful song, especially with the background of the show, man, because it means just as much, if not more, with the extra background. It's beautiful. Fucking this line. Oh, somehow wiggled that to safety. I'll take it. Get away from the wall. Too late. It wouldn't have been if I could have got the turn off. But yeah, all for time should be no problem. What else could we fucking talk about today? Keeping on the brutally honest vein. Oh, right, brutally honest, yeah. Right, I don't know why people find sexuality such a big fucking deal, man. It's the most natural fucking thing that humans have done. Ever. Like, people, like, I was just reading, right? So, I know someone who likes to cross-dress, and I think that's fucking great. I wish I could get my kicks from cross-dressing, because, you know, a skirt is really fucking comfortable. And if you haven't tried one, fucking trust me, give it a crack, you'll never turn back. In fact, you'd probably be pissed off that the only skirts that really exist for men are called kilts. Fuck that slide, man, that's going to cost. Too far left, that's going to fuck us. But like, how can you have a problem with it? Truly. Does no harm to anyone. Doesn't even... Yeah, I just don't understand it, man. Right, let's be fully honest and absolutely controversial though, right? I do think there is a distinction that should be made in sporting events between transgender men, women, and vice versa. Right? Simply because there is a very, very fucking big difference between men that have gone through puberty and become women, in terms of physical strength, in terms of physical ability, I don't sit here and say that, you know, oh, we're all the same under the skin. You know what, we fucking are. Big difference though. I grew up with testosterone and that fucking has built me into a bit of a machine. Alright, I'm not saying women are weak, because they're fucking not. But genetics is one hell of a fucking bitch. She will bend you over a barrel and not give a fuck about what sex you are. Alright, because I'm assuming most of you would know who the Mountain is, Halfjord Bjornsson. Fucking giant of a man from Sweden. Not only is he giant in stature, but he's giant in fucking strength. Now, if he decided to identify as a woman, yeah, whatever, I couldn't give a shit. But letting him compete in women's sports is making a fucking mockery of the entire thing. It truly is. Because even if he gave up weightlifting and fucking, I don't know, was on hormone pills for fucking 10 years, he's still going to be more jacked than fucking any woman he comes across. I can guarantee that. Yeah, he'd lose a lot of muscle mass, but the dude's still going to be a fucking mountain. Genetics, baby. She don't care. She don't care. God, this one's taken a while to get over. I think what people get shitty about in what I just spoke about is, no, do you know what? I'm not quite sure personally, because it's all much of a fucking muchness, is it not? Genetically speaking, as a man, I have some fucking evolutionary advantages that women do not. And, you know, using that to win a competition is definitely unfair. It's not a personal thing I'm talking about, it's not a personal choice, because, you know, being a big believer of freedom and free choice, you know, do what the fuck you like with your body, mate, it's yours. But you can't allow your feelings to become more important than the scientific reality of a situation. Because at that point, you may as well run the world on feelings, and trust me, that's a slippery slope into the dark ages. You don't think so? Just put Donald Trump back in power and watch the world fucking collapse after he launches the nukes. I actually think that's why some people voted for old DJ Trump. Because truly, some of us just want to watch the world burn, and I think there's a larger percentage of that than we like to believe in. This could do it. This in fact did it. Well, 520th in the world. Nice. Yeah, getting a smooth steer off there is pretty crucial. I tried to do a cheeky slide there, it wasn't enough. I'll have to come through way faster for that. Oh my days, that was tight because we were so slow. Where am I going? Ah, understood. Way too low. Never mind, we got a checkpoint and restart somewhere. And a slight cock up there, which we avoided. Oh! Okay, where was this? Fuck you. Never mind. Oh. Mind a little. Love it. See, I think, you know, my body, my choice and that, it's all well and good. But you have to also deal with the reality of it. Otherwise, there's no point to it. And I think that's where a lot of people who get into the whole, you know, feminist stuff and that, where they really believe they're being oppressed by men actively, and as if that, you know, 1% of men are responsible for 99% of the rest. It's just a harmful bullshit. Which, you know, it's like, I remember reading about quote unquote rape culture, right? I have never sat around with a bunch of guys going, hey, let's figure out a way to rape this woman. Like, who the fuck does that? I've never met a bloke that has said that. As far as blokes go, yeah, we say some horrid shit to ourselves and behind doors, you know. It's no word of a lie, we do. I'm not going to deny it, the same as women do. Like, don't act like one of us is better or worse, because we're not. We're exactly the fucking same in that regard. I've heard men say, I would suck her dad's dick just to get a taste of the recipe, right? Of course, another classic one is like, I'd drink her bathwater. But like, all of those things are said, but I've never heard one bloke say to another, let's rape someone. And like, if within your culture there is, quote unquote, a rape culture, where it is common to be a rapist, we've got a bigger problem than just what shit a few people say to each other behind closed doors. Now, I'm not going to use the Donny quote, it's fucking locker talk, you know. That's fucking nonsense as well. That was all sorts of bullshit I did there. Like, grab her by the pussy was not one I heard until I saw the guy doing it on the... No, that was fuck her in the pussy, so no. I'd never heard of grab her by the pussy until Donald Trump. Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel absolutely... Like, the money old Melania gets from Trump is not enough. It's not enough. Regardless of what you think of her as a human being. It ain't enough. Fuck. All for time is a bit of a way off, but I don't think it's impossible for me. I just have to get a decent line on that water bit. This bit. We're quicker, but this is still shit. 0.39. Yeah, told you, still shit. And I'll tell you what, guys, anyone that's listening to this, if anyone in your friend group jokes about rape, I want you to look them dead in the eyes and ask them if they would. Alright, because you'll know very quickly if they're being serious or making a joke. Alright, and if they're being serious, tell someone. Don't hide that shit, don't bottle that shit. Tell someone. Too wide. But like, yeah, fuck man. I've even had like, God bless Callista, right? She's sent me some wonderful things for me to have seen and have learned about other human beings. Like, more, whatever the fuck her name is, the one who licks microphones for a living. Just what the fuck, guys, right? There's one man to another. Fuck off. The internet is literally full of porn. Fuck it, you want me to lick a microphone? I'll lick a microphone for you. I'll do it for fucking peanuts. Do you know what? I'll put on a cute fucking anime overlay thing if you like. I'll even change my voice high pitched and do it for you. Because what the fuck, lads? And I'm assuming the audience is mainly lads. Because, you know. Well, I'm not saying there aren't depraved. Well, not depraved. Depravity. But it is depravity in a way. But I'm not saying women aren't as depraved as men. Quite not. I'm just, if I were to look at the metrics, I'm sure as fuck that'd be majority male audience. You fucking dicks. Just come on, lads, get your shit together. Trust me, for the amount of money you probably spend on that, I could find you a real nice girl that would put up with your bullshit and look a microphone for you. As long as you're a decent human being. You don't even have to be proper decent, you've got to be semi-decent, and we can definitely work something out. But like, come on. Fuck that line. Twice now. Or 3 times or 4, I don't know. Oh, wait, I have to do it, and I've got to do it every day we stream this month, so I don't forget it. I am a modern Major General. I have information, animal, vegetable, and mineral. I know the Kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. Fuck, bad line. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both as simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. That's verse 1. We will squeeze in verse 2 at some point. But for now, verse 1 is a good start. By the end of the month, I want to have as close to as possible all the verses done. So wide again. And that end bounce, unless you hit it right, you go fucking straight up, and that's so bad. I mean, speaking of sexuality, right, I can tell you, my sexual hang-ups come from a cultural background as such, right? Because when I was younger, being gay was not okay. Being in that way inclined was not okay. Didn't stop me from experimenting, because I'm a mad lad, and I decided at a young age if I'm for me to know if I like it or not, the best way to find out is try it. So I kissed a guy in efforts to find out whether I was gay, and it turns out it's not for me. But I guarantee you that if I was raised in a different culture, I would be all about the pleasure thing. That'd be it. I'd still be a top or a dom or whatever you want to fucking call it. But I'm telling you, for free, man. If you want to admit that, no, if you wish to lie to yourself and not say that you're in it for the pleasure thing, I could probably find a feminine enough man and enough alcohol for you to change your mind, and vice versa. I could find you a masculine enough woman and enough alcohol for you to change your mind. The world is a fucking pool of variety. Lying to ourselves and saying, "Oh no, I'm only in it for men or women," is a bit of a fucking nonsense, really. Because if we place no cultural importance on whether it was men or women, the world would be full of men and women doing men and women. Truly. It's the fact we make it taboo in any way that really does too wide again. Fuck this line. That we make it taboo in any way is the actual only reason we differentiate. How do you know this? This is not true. I know this because in history, that's the way it's been. Whether you want to talk about the Romans, the Greeks, the Assyrians, the fucking anyone, Turks, fucking Ottomans, you name it. Everyone was at the fucking pleasure thing long before they went, oh, it should be man with man and woman with woman. Was that author? Yeah, it was. Like, and it truly is only culture that keeps any form of lines drawn. Okay, you stay straight, you go high, you go super high. You don't want to come down with a front lean, but probably not that much. Whoa, you don't go for the finish just yet. Like sex, my friend, do not go straight for the finish line. No. Yep. Oh, there's a water bounce there to get you on the right line. That's wild. Oh yeah, you can fucking full speed that. Nope. Oh god, there's a line there. Fucking tough one, don't get me wrong. I can see that being where there's a lot of time to be gained. And that's a big old slide that I wasn't prepared for. And what do we have here? Into the finish, okay. But I'm going to miss both finishes because I am that good. We didn't get any forward leans, so doing an air brake on the second one is not ideal. And think about it this way, right? If you're open to just being in it for the pleasure thing, the amount of choice you have, your dating pool doesn't quite double, but you know what I mean. It's way bigger than what it was. Fuck, is that gonna clip? Yeah. Fuck you. I'll lean it over to the left and then bomb it straight to the middle. We can still go way quicker. And I couldn't imagine being upset with people for simply being like, hey, I like this. Like, good for fucking you, man. Get into it then. Know what I mean? Like, whether you like Little Nas X's music or not, he opened the doors for a whole new wave of rap that did not exist, man. Gay rap. Can you imagine how fucking catty that could get? You're fucking. You want to hear a diss track? Whoa. Couple of gay rappers feuding, man. Fuck. That's gonna be a diss track for the fucking ages, son. Fucking hell, shit lines, man, shit lines. Yeah, getting that downward lean on isn't absolutely crucial, but it fucking helps. Oh wow, got so much slowdown off that fucking water slide. Let's go with it though. Alright, we're way quicker, got to be careful here. That's why. But man, you just got to let people fucking be people, man. It's fucking Callista, right? So I was talking the other day about how being a dominant man. Yeah, it's alright, you know. I'm into it. But like, I've never been taken to fucking town by a woman, you know what I mean? And I don't mean getting pegged, as Callista was very soon to point out to me. But I mean like, I've never had a woman be the one that's like, you know, fucking hands around my throat, get on the fucking bed sort of thing, you know what I mean? That's not happened to me, and I'd love it to happen. I'd love to experience the opposite side of the boot. Fucking shit, that line. That's rough. But like, is that where it starts? Is the simple being open to the opposite of what you are where it begins? That was the whole point to that little ditty there. Because it got me wondering, man, how many people did just start off with that? I wonder what it feels like to be the one who's being dominated, and then it eventually devolves into getting pegged and stuff. Is that how it goes for most people? Because you can't just jump into something like pegging and be like, yeah, that's fucking it for me. I'm gold. Like, I assume it starts with the curiously placed finger and go from there, but like, what even begins that route when you think about it? There, yeah, we got that. Didn't get that right, but never mind. Slightly off again, but should be quicker still. Never mind. Because, like, to me, humanity's sexuality is a fascinating subject, man. Fascinating. And people want to talk about spectrum and all that. It's not really a spectrum, it's just what you're comfortable with, isn't it? Oh, I mean, in that regard, you could refer to it as a spectrum, but I don't see it that way. Fucking hell, that release just saved that. Piss on you, you son of a bitch. But like, I wonder about that shit. I wonder how we go from being just sexually curious creatures and, you know, just the standard shit being like, hey, yo, that's interesting, to getting pegged. I mean, if you're bisexual, it's probably quite an easy leap to make, thinking about it. Do you know what? I've never considered this deeply, but let's really fucking consider it. That was Alpha. Holy shit. Wow, that was way quicker than Alpha. Woof. What's the proper times? 38. Yeah, I could see another second easy so there, but Alpha's what we're looking for. Um, yeah, perhaps pegging is for people who are bisexual and not really ready to admit they are. Now comes the more interesting questions. Would you let someone peg you? I mean, depends on the cost to benefit analysis, really, doesn't it? When you're honest about it. Trying it to find out if you like it, that's one thing. Trying it because you've been asked to, that's a different kettle of fish. Like one of my favourite scenes in all television history is the Deadpool scene where he gets pegged. That's a fantastic scene in itself. Oh, fucking engine off, bollocks. Never mind. And there's the end. Okay, I see. Still a crappy time, but we can do better. What's that phrase? Me doth think the lady protests too much. I'm not protesting, I'm simply a curious human being. Shit. Never mind, we're still way up on time. Okay, that's way quicker. Fucking can't believe I hit that slide off right. Obviously not that one, but never mind. Because we are still way ahead. Yunk. So what's gold? 46, 45, okay. Fair dink, 42.5 for Alpha. I guess from here on out the Alphas are going to get a wee bit tougher. I still fucked the slide there, but it wasn't bad enough to concern myself over. Okay, got through there reasonably well. Almost fucked that up fully, but managed to rescue it halfway through. Rescued that one fully. Should be another decent PB. 45-1, not quite gold, pretty close. So yeah, where were we? Pegging. But yeah, I assume most of them are... well, no. Okay, so some of the darker sides to fetishism is definitely going to be psychologically caused in one way or another, which isn't great in many ways, but at the same time really does mean you shouldn't be blaming that person, because most likely what they're into is not their fault, so to speak. Too tight, but I can go through there way quicker. Do you know, not one of these maps have I thought has been that shit yet. But then again, I'm only all for timing them, I'm not chasing them to the moons. I don't really like that section though. What else should be the topic for today? So I've done some emotionally brutal, or emotional honesty. We've covered pegging. We've I'm fucking that up so bad. I don't need to slide until really late if I need to slide at all. That was obviously very bad. And even the half a second up is not going to save us at all. Ah, he fucking bonks though. Didn't realise he bonked there. Right, so we do have loads of room for improvement. Loads of room for improvement. 2.1 seconds worth though. Holy shit, that's a lot. Still, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and I ain't heard your mama say a bird yet. A bird? A word? Well. She's not fat, it's glandular, I know. I know. It's quicker, but the line's shit. Not as bad as I thought though. Fucking hell, I got through there fast, but bad angle. There's probably a half second I could save there alone. God, what else should we talk about today? Did a little bit on aliens as well, forgot about that. A little bit on humanity living in the cage. Savage, hello, hello. Do you know what you've just reminded me of, right? So there's an advert for that Johnny Depp does after having such bad internet. It's all good, my dude. There's an advert Johnny Depp does for Savage, fucking I want to call it perfume, but it's not meant to be called perfume. Pour whatever the fuck, perfume for Savage perfume that Johnny Depp does, and every time I see it, I just see the word sausage. And I always think, why the fuck is Johnny Depp advertising a sausage? That's got to be a good sausage. But it never is. It's just a lie. The sausage is a lie. Don't believe it. Actually, a memory that's just popped into my head, of all things, is when I was younger, my sister used to have these posters, right? One said, "Boy's a liar, poke him in the eye." And I always thought that was really quite fucking bad, you know? Like, fuck did I do? But I know where it comes from. It comes from that wholesale bullshit of, like, you know, women are better than men that they sell to women. You know, you're the fairer sex, wink wink, nudge nudge. Therefore you're better, wink wink, nudge nudge. Bollocks, bad line. But yeah, even when I was younger, I used to think, like, you know, that's a bit fucking rude. What was the other one, man? Do you know what? Let's fucking look them up. I'd know the posters as soon as I see them. Yeah, that's it. That's the exact poster by David and Goliath. Oh, they did a whole fucking series. Boys are stupid, throw rocks at them. Yeah, that was the other one. Boys are dumb. Boys eat boogers when nobody's watching. Yeah, these were perfectly normal, normal things. Boys are stupid. Run them over. Yeah. Wow. Girls are weirdos, but they smell pretty. That's kind of light in comparison to the whole, you know, throw rocks at them. That's quite something else. Holy fuck. Yeah, that was a whole series. What the fuck, man? How misandrist. That's one of my favourite words, by the way. Misandrist. Everyone knows what a misogynist is. No one knows what a misandrist is, apart from this guy. So misogyny is when people are against women. And misandry is when people are against men. You were gone for so long, man. I don't know what you've heard. I've covered all sorts of topics this morning, from pegging to sexuality to emotional honesty about myself to aliens, you name it. So you tell me what you've what you've missed, and I'll fill you in if I can. Feminists want to kill them. I agree with feminism in its original form. Modern day feminism is nothing but misandrism. Well, no. Okay, feminism in oh fucking what controller? No, none of that. Feminism in most Western cultures is just misandrism spelt in a different way. Because it's a bit like I can't be dealing with anything that separates humans into us and them. Right, because original feminism was for equality between men and women. Equality. Not women's rights, not men's rights, equality for both of us. That didn't just mean women got time off to raise the baby, it meant men got time off to raise the baby too. That matters. That's important. That part of feminism I will fight and die for. The feminism where they talk about, women get paid less than men. Prove it, and I will fight with you to get that corrected. But until you show me some proof, it's bollocks. Yeah, I did the early ones. I kind of slapped. The ones without ice, I'm struggling a little. This one's taken me a solid while. Mainly because I can't get this fucking turn down here. Or the one that comes after it, where your engine's off. Bollocks. But like, man, I've visited countries that are in desperate need of a solid dose of feminism. And fuck yeah, I'd fight and die for them for that. But like, I've listened to feminism in the UK, and Alpha for the first one. Hold on. Alpha time is, I want to say a 22.3, but let's check. 22.2. But like, I've listened to feminism in the UK, feminism from the United States, and it blows my mind. I can't deal with it because it's not feminism. It's misandrism, just wrapped up in the fake bows of feminism. 22.2, yeah, 22.213. It's you'll get there, trust me. A lot of it is just cutting the early corners where you do the big jumps, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It took me about 3 runs. Might have taken more actually, if I'm honest. That was a guesstimation, but knowing me, I probably restarted a bunch because I didn't like the line, or I bonked, or whatever. Fuck. Fucking stick drift, can you fuck off? Let's try it again. But yeah, what's going to be the next topic? I could talk a little bit of this month's maps. I've got to say, I've enjoyed them so far. None are glaring pieces of shit, which is really good. Some of the authors are quite impressive, others are relatively easy to beat. They've definitely done quite well on the staging of the levels, because the first two groups are pretty straightforward and easy. The third is where I'm at the moment, where it's a little bit tougher. The lines are a little bit tighter. Yeah, fuck, I need a different topic. What the fuck? What am I going to talk about? Shit. Oh, shit. Fuck a doodle do. Got the speed. Fuck you. That would have been over a second of a PB, easy. Norwegians are better than Danish. Wait, the Danish are better than the Swedish and Norwegians. Look, I can't claim to know a lot about. Wait, where have I visited? Finland, and no, I've only done Finland. I think no, wait, didn't I stop? No, I think I just did Finland. But I don't know if Finland counts as the Scandi Bros. They kind of should, but I don't know if they do. Don't go to Sweden. I'll remember that. Yeah, I only did Finland and Estonia. I fucking love Estonia, man. Wonderful place. Oh, piss it. Man, you've said Sweden and now I've got stuck in my head Eminem's Mockingbird. Baby, we're in Sweden. How did you get to Sweden? You promised me, Daddy, you said you wouldn't leave me. You lied to me, Dad, and now you made Mummy sad. So I bought you this coin. Here, it says #1 Dad. Man, I need to go to the shop. But it's such a fucking walk. To be fair, what's the quickest route? Probably 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. It's fucking how spoiled I am. Sweden is a bad version of Norwegians. All I know of Sweden is Surströmming, and that stuff was horrid. Man, I remember when I met. So I dated this woman for a while. She was fucking fantastic. It's probably the best woman I've ever been with, and deserves, and has hopefully got way better than what I was to her. And I remember the first time I met her, man. She was from Hungary, and I was like, do you know? I know the country's name. I know it exists. I have no fucking idea of what it is, what life is like there. What is Hungary? What the fuck? And I remember that. That was my first real foray into Europe, man, was learning about Hungary and then travelling out there and doing all that shit. I'd been to like Spain and stuff, as the average Englishman does, where they go to get drunk and party, but like I'd never really Fuck that line. Never really been around Europe. It was eye-opening. It was beautiful. And yeah, she's definitely the best woman I've ever been with. The best woman I've ever known. If I won $1 million tomorrow or €1 million or whatever, I'd give her half just to see what she would do with it. Because she'd do something incredible, I know it. But hey. Oh, if I'm brutally honest about relationships, fuck it, I was brutally honest about some emotional shit earlier, so let's talk about my brutal honesty with my past relationships. I'll put my hands up and say I fucked up every single one of them personally. Like, not to say that sometimes the women I was with weren't at fault themselves for various things, but I truly fucked up some good ones because I'm a cunt. Or was a cunt is probably a better way to word that. Oh, good line, high speed. Fuck that turn up though. Didn't cost me as much as I thought it would. Maybe a second PB? No, not quite. Man, that overtime's hard. Like, I remember my first girlfriend, man. My problem there was I did not take it seriously. And she was beautiful as well. Man, I've punched above my weight so much in my life simply because I tried. Simply because I was the one to ask. Because I was the one to be like, hey, I think you're very attractive. How about we make something out of this? But for real, I punched above my weight more times than I care to admit to myself, because then I feel bad about myself. But like, holy fuck, man, I fucked up so many relationships just because I was a twat. The relationships I had are probably the only thing I would go back and deal with differently. The rest of it, I'd fucking ride into the sunset being the arsehole I was. But there are several relationships I would go back and probably not fix, but definitely fuck. That's so hard. Probably not fix because, you know, we all need to learn and experience these things, but I'd definitely change how they went. I'd definitely change my behaviour during them, and I'd definitely improve. But again, then it comes down to the argument, if I hadn't have done these things, would I have ever noticed that I was an arsehole? I don't think I'm being bad at that. Man, I feel you. I don't think I'm being unnecessarily harsh on myself. I am being just absolutely fucking honest. First girlfriend I had, let's call her L, man. If I could go back in time, I'd beat the shit out of younger me and fucking tell him what for, because holy fuck. She was incredibly attractive, man. And my dumbass was busy being a fucking dumbass. Holy shit. Fuck was wrong with me? Oh. But holy fuck. So many little things like that you do that you don't realise until you've got a bit of age and a bit of experience behind you. You just want to grab younger you and fucking strangle them. Like, dude, you fucking blind. Like, man, and never let anyone make you ever feel slightly bad for liking the people you like, alright? Because fuck them. If one of your friends is willing to take the piss out of the person you're into, they're willing to take the piss out of you. And I don't mean in a good way, because we all know the difference, right? There's a difference between your friends being your friends and being like, hey, I think you're making a dumb decision, but I fucking love you anyway and I'll stick by it with you. That's one thing. But for them to actively put down your partner, for them to actively seek the dissolution of your relationship, and by that I mean the end of it, makes them a shitty friend. Truly. And what you find out most of the time is people who do that tend to just be jealous. And it's rather sad, but true. I'm not saying never listen to your friends, because that'd be a bad idea, but you should really be careful which ones you seek advice from, which ones you... Excuse me. Excuse me very much. Which ones you'll truly go to bat for. Because your best friend shouldn't be a... Do you know what? I'll give you a real life experience, right? So being a little fucker when I was younger means I was quite the prolific thief from supermarkets and stuff, right? And so when I was... when I moved to a different location and I made a friend with a guy, let's call him fucking S. This is quick. Is it quick enough? Nowhere near. God damn, still 0.6. That's so fast. I'm always going, let's say his name is Kevin. It's a great one. But we're just going to call this guy S, because why the fuck not? Anyway, man. Being a best friend does not always mean you follow them to the ends of the world. Sometimes it means you let them make the mistake. I'll give you a perfect example of this, right? So when I was like 16, my best friend at the time, S, was like, oh, I'm going to go steal a bottle of vodka from this store. And I was like, don't do it. And he went, why not? And I went, because you get caught, trust me. And he went, no, I won't get caught. I was like, dude, I promise you, 110%, you're going to get caught. And he went, no, I'll do it anyway, it'll be fine. Right? So I went, okay, well, I'll wait out here. So I sat outside this superstore, eating custard creams, a biscuit, right, and just waiting. It didn't take 10 minutes for the police to turn up and arrest him. Right? Because I knew, as he went to do it, he had to do it. He had to learn. I wasn't saying don't do it just because, you know, I don't want to fucking get in trouble or whatever. I'm saying don't do it because I'm well aware of how much harder it is robbing from this store than the other one. But of course, he just thought I was being a little bitch. Which, you know, fair enough. But he had to learn. He had to learn. So I let him learn. And I have not once, not even to this day, sat there and said, I told you so. Not once. Because I never will. I never will tell him I told him so. Because there's no point. He knows. I know. He's not a stupid man. He just wanted to learn. And sometimes, doing it yourself is the best way to learn. And like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm a bad friend for just sitting down and watching the show for what I knew was going to happen. But at the same time, man, he wanted to. What good was it of me to sit there and be like, oh, you can't do that, rah, 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 rah. He would have just fucking shrugged it off anyway. Bollocks, bad line. Oh dear, you've not found a cut already. I actually think there is a cut on this one. Simply because there's a 2-second gap between first and author. It's risky, yeah, it's gonna be. Go on, tell me your guess, and then what I'll do is I'll play the top one, and we'll see if you were right. Ah, fucking clipped it. Come on, what's your guess? What's your fault? Too early. Ah, that's all right. Oh, we got in and out of there quick. Can I get this line right though? Ish. Enough to stay in the lead? Not really. Yeah, my PB's fast through there. Very fast. Oh, if you want to show it on screen, we can do that. It will take me a minute though, because I have to flick to the right setup. But we can do that. Oh, that's fast. That's not. Oh, you can do. You tell me what you would like to do. Because I can load it up, no worries, but it will take a second. Again, we're fast. No need to die. Back wheels must have touched. Orchard, that's quick. That line's not easy. Well, go on. Let me just. I have to find the right thing for it. Hold on. This one. Okay. Now for this to work. Right. Doesn't need to be there. Apparently not. So, what's wrong with this? Ah, yes, because we don't have that open. No, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I understand. I don't think you've added me as a friend on Discord, which means I can't just jump into it. So if you add me on that, I can then do it that way. That's fine. Same as this. Should be. Or do I need to give you the little code thingamajig? Oof, that's not okay. Lol. No name on Discord. What's your name on Twitch? Hang on. This should work. Yeah, you should be able to find me that way. Oh, wait a minute. Gonna throw in a bunch of memes to the old Discord just for the hell of it. I've got to throw in a meme. I'm just looking for something fucking sick. Yeah, Louisa Jenkins. Yeah, what a fucking picture that is. What do you mean does not work? Invite invalid. Okay, let me fix that. Create invite. Copy. I've got to change that. It's a pain in the ass. The question is, which one's it under? Stream elements. Login. Twitch. Do you know what I really want, right? Alright, fine. 2%. Yeah, that is racist. Wow, this is going to be a fun conversation. I've gotten so distracted. Well, oh, sure I am. Not a joke, it really happened. Yes, I am aware. So, did slavery. Fucking, Okay. Oh, why am I getting involved with this? I've been baited. Holy fucking shit. Never resorted to editing tactics of making clothes out of human skin. What the fuck is this conversation, Sav? What have you done? No, I joke. It's not you. It's me. Why did I even fucking start dealing with that? It's fun. Anyway. Alright, chatbot, chat commands. Where is the old Discord? Can I search? Custom commands, maybe? There we go. I got baited. No worries. Wow, that's pretty low. Yeah, go eat, man, go eat. I've got absolutely baited here and I'm enjoying it. What clothing or objects did the KKK make out of black? What the fuck? What sort of conversation is this? I know this is bait, and I know responding is stupid, but I'm curious. I've never heard of the KKK turning any of their victims into items of clothing. What can I find that's good? What's going to upset this person even more? Something American based for sure. They're going to be American. Go on, what we got? What we got? There's got to be something. There's got to be something fucking weird. Something American based. Fuck yeah, fuck no. Holy shit, man. Some of these memes are so fucking specific to bullshit that you must have seen. Right, one more decent name. Let's get it over and done with and get back to fucking racing. Like fucking crackhead I am. Man, the state of me. Alright, let's roll back. I've definitely seen one about schools of fish and Americans. Where are you? Where are you? No, that'll do, that'll do. Right, get back to racing after all that fucking distraction. Holy crap. Allowed myself to be baited. Allowed it. It's either that or I'm truly talking to an American that is as dumb as snot. Too wide? No! Yeah, slightly too wide. I think what I'll do is we'll run this up for another 5 minutes, I'll take a break, I'll go to the shop, we'll come back and we'll pump some music and just keep going. Because I love fucking music, man. I'm such a fucking music fan. Bad line. And I think we'll definitely go for... We'll start off with a big fucking helping of some fucking emo stuff from back in the day. Sleeping with my clothes on, and I came through the window last night, and now you're gone. What a fucking tune that is. I'm a bush. Fucking hell, that's a very niche Australian song that's just popped into my head. I'm a bush ranger, running from the law, living on danger. Bang bang, yeah, better pick 'em up straight. I'm a big bad bush ranger. Fucking, that's niche. Oof, who did that? John Williamson? Give me a home among the gum trees, where lots of plum trees. A sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. You can catch me in the kitchen putting Vegemite on toast. Fucking, do you know what I'm going to end on actually? No, I'm not, because I can't bother to deal with the cutting the shit out, but fucking... Men at Work, Land Down Under, what a banger. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, you come from a land down under. What a tune. What else did I watch recently in music wise? Oh yeah. Ed Sheeran doing Shiver on Jules Holland. That's a fantastic little live session there. Wonderful, in fact. Well worth watching. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, do you come from a land down under? Still 0.6 off, eh? No real idea where that's coming from either. Oh, fucking hell, that line. We're quick, but I don't think we're quick enough. Not unless I can nail that turn, which I certainly did not. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. We'll go on break. I'll pop shop. We'll come back. We're going for another big old session with music, because your boy fucking loves his music. Check, yes, Juliet, are you with me? Rain is falling down on the sidewalk. I won't go until you come outside. What was the other one? I could be Romeo and you could be Juliet. Fuck, I wish I could remember what it was called. Or how it even went. The whole fucking thing, the moment I thought of it, it vanished. Something my brain just went, nah, it only exists in your memories, which I'm not going to give you. Right, anyway, there's a 3-hour mark. Covered all sorts of weird shit today. Got on oddly personal. Got on introspective, extrospective. Spoken about the world around me. Pegging. Do you know what the worst feeling in the world, right? That this whole pegging business is going to stick with me for a long fucking time. Just because I want to know how you get there. Is it just a finger doesn't become enough? You need something a bit more? What's that? No, never mind. That's a topic for another time. We're calling it a break there. We'll be back in a bit.